Okay, so take 3 on this. Been having all kinds of microphone issues, but welcome. We are going to try and set up our Bambu Labs again for the first time. Well, not really the first time. Uh, don't mind me looking at other monitors. What I do. Okay, so let's get started, huh? We're gonna try to roll through this real quick and get y'all set up on your first Bambu Lab X1C printer. This is the combo set, so we're gonna go ahead. I streamed this live, and we had microphone issues that we didn't know about, so whatever. We're gonna do a little voiceover action, live in person, and I'm trying something new where I'm using my OBS live streaming software to kind of live edit all at the same time. Fun. Do it. Okay. So we are going to switch over here. This is old me when I had hair. No, it really is just a week ago. I just got. But basically here I'm explaining that I hear from people all the time that you have to have money to make money. You can't do it without having money to make money, so on and so forth. And so what I did is I went through my house. Now, granted, I could have sold other things, but I went through and I generated $2,200 of just stuff that I could have sold, right? Sofa, chair, things I didn't have to have, but things I had, toys, like for me, like spear gun or a gun or whatever it is. But in this case, I had a piece of equipment that I had used, or I never actually used. I had got for basically free. It was a trade, and it was well in my favor. And it really wasn't. How do I say it? It really wasn't of any value to me. But in and of itself, it had value. It was about $2,200. Is what I sold it for. So that's our starting capital that we just, basically it was a stump grinder. It was a toe behind stump grinder. They're worth about 10 grand in really good condition. This one had 2 bad engines, and it had the stump grinder itself looked like it was in pretty good shape. But it is what it is. And that's basically what I'm going about here. So I have a $2,200 budget to start doing something that might make some money. And so I don't know anything about 3D printing. I don't know. I was just like, hey, why don't we do this? So for $1,150, I bought a X1C carbon combo set, brand new, off of eBay. I could have bought or purchased one used off of Marketplace for like $800 if I was really, really pinching and I was really patient. But you never know what you're going to get when you get used. And when you're starting talking about like a delicate piece of technology, I chose to go ahead and buy new. The kit comes with PLA. This is let me put my cursor over there so you can see it. There, you can see it now. So this is green PLA that it came with. This is black carbon PLA, and this is support material. I believe that's all it came with. I don't think it came with 4 rolls. I think it was 3. All 3 of these rolls have the Bambu rolls with them, which is nice. And I've already unboxed it, as you can tell. But I haven't done anything else. Just unboxed it. So the packaging is very, very good, by the way. Very good. I was incredibly happy with that. I was wondering about how many pieces of front glass or top glass they have broken, but I don't think they have much because it was very well packed. It was basically packed in a bubble. It's pretty neat. It's early in the morning. I got to have my coffee. What kind of coffee do y'all drink, man? I think this is Colombian from Costco. I like Costco coffee. I don't know why. Anyway. On the top of it, there's a booklet. Y'all see that? Oh, there you go. I think there's also, and you'll see here in just a second, there is a, let me skip forward a little bit. There is a QR code. You can scan that QR code and it'll take you to a website. Select your printer and then you open a PDF, which is exactly this, basically. So there you have it. I'm going to skip forward. Do the setup. So here's your quick start guide, the X1 and the X1C, and the combo setup. Yeah, there you have it. Skipping forward. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So how do we take this out right here, right? So basically there's a cardboard box right here, and then there's the AMS unit. Is it AMS unit? I always want to say AWS, but AMS. Okay. I'm guessing it stands for Automated Material System. Maybe I'll make that stick in my brain here. But anyway, so those are the two things you're doing. And let's get moving forward here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that top cover off right here and get that out of the way. There's some unpacking material. That cardboard box, I think you'll be able to see it here. Okay, so no, I've already taken the cardboard box out. Let me back up here. Okay. Oh, dude. Like I said, very well packed. It's amazing how well packed this stuff is. Yeah, you can see it right there. That's the cardboard box. It's pretty long and like, you know, you'll see. Yeah, it's got all your stuff in it. Your parts, your tools, your extra parts, your parts that you probably shouldn't even have. It has your screen in there, everything. So don't just drop it or bump it around or whatever. Okay. So now I'm a guy, so I don't really read the instructions. That's why you're here though, because you're trying to learn, right? So the AMS is actually connected with screws, and you'll see on your thing it says remove these 2 screws. Well, I didn't read that. I'm a dude. So anyway, remove those 2 screws and your AMS will come out. And go ahead and get that plastic off there. You can see right there and right there. Everything that needs to be removed will have tape on it. And the hold on, I need to make sure my microphone is working. Okay, there we go. And it comes with a wrench, you know, Allen key or whatever. 2 of them. I didn't use one of them. I'm guessing one of them's maybe it's a smaller one, but anyway, so we'll skip forward, getting in the goodies, you know, your cords, your AMS, 6-pin or whatever that is. And then the left-hand side where my thumb is at is the screen for the X1C. Looks like maybe a nozzle cleaner, a couple of inches. Oh. Here you go. Getting it out. I think this live stream was like right about an hour and 45 minutes long. No, hour long, hour and 7. We're going to try to scream it down here for you a little bit but anyway, once you pull those 2 screws, it just jumps right out of there. Like you can just pick it up and away it goes. I'm going to adjust the camera here, but you'll see. This comes out. It's kind of, I mean, it's not light, you know, it takes a little bit of effort. It's not super heavy. All right. Packaging stuff. Okay, so now you got to get that cradle out, right? So this is what the AMS was actually sitting in. And again, it's labeled. It shows you where the screws are. It seems like there's one in the back and one on each side. Now, remove the 4 screws. Okay, so there's 4. So there's 2 on each side on this one. So yeah, you can see. But again, well labeled. You can see the arrows where they're at. There. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that just pops right out of there. Super simple. Screws aren't very tight either. Like, you know, they're snug, but they're not tight. This is garbage, I believe. Well, I threw it away. Learning here about, so that's my textured plate that came with it, and it has a little instructions, tells you about it, whatever else. But interestingly enough, it's magnet. You know, it just sucks right down there. Dude. It is magnetized. Trying to figure out. I think the next thing we do. Well, let's see what they. Got to get this cardboard off here. Yeah, super simple. Just pull the cardboard off. I had to rip the cardboard a little bit to get it off. And this cover right here opened up. It's like on a hinge. It just opens and then whatnot. Let's see. I was double checking, make sure I didn't break it, because that would have been bad. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Very important when you put this tube, because this is the AMS and it's going to connect this tube to here. When you do that, make sure it's in there. Like push it in there, not like overly hard, but make sure it's in there because you don't want to break anything. And pull back out on it, because you'll see later what happens if you don't do that. So this, can't remember what that's for. Oh, yeah, I don't remember what that's for. What exactly it's for. But anyway, you put in that jumper wire, and then you put in another 6-pin connector. It goes from the AMS to the machine also. Maybe this is just all part of it, I guess. But like I said, I thought I put it in there pretty well. Like I shoved it in there and pull it in, push it in, pull it out a little. Make sure it's in there, because otherwise it will be ugly. Oh, okay. So I skipped that. So the next thing we're going to do is, this is the auxiliary material holder. And so the way I understand it, oh, I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if there's a motor in here for pulling in or pushing out the filament. So that's why this is hooked up. And then this is for the AMS for delivery. But anyway, it's just a little bracket. It came with it. You pull 2 screws out, you put 2 screws in, and presto changeo, you are done. All right, let's see. I think the next thing I was concerned, I was like, how do I get this out of here? I believe that's next, but let's see. If not, there's 3 screws that need to be, yeah, okay, so I'm looking at that. There's a screw in the back, and there's a screw right there. You can see the little orange thing, and there's a screw here, and that releases this table. Here's the screw in the back. Now I'm working on the screw on the right side. The next thing is trying to get this foam stuff off, which means you got to turn the machine on, which means you need the screen on. The screen is Of course, it's touchscreen on the X1C is one of the main reasons why I purchased it. I don't know if it's that important. I got to look at some of the specs of the P1S and make sure it still has the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is super nice because you just sit here working at your computer and then all of a sudden you just hit enter and it goes and it starts and it does its thing. This thing's a little tricky, but it's not too bad. Okay. And so these clips right here, they kind of insert and then you slide left. You kind of forcibly. And then where my finger is pointing at, there's a little plug. It comes with like a ribbon cord. And the ribbon cord is already plugged into the machine. So you just pull it out a little bit, make sure you get it good and seat it in there, and away you go. So that's what let's go here. Yeah, start it. The camera up, dude. Come on. Yeah. I wish I had a little joystick for the camera. Like, okay, so yeah, there's your ribbon cord with your plug. Just make sure, I mean, it's sitting correct generally. It is kind of wonky with me and my big fat fingers, but you know, whatever. Okay, so it's in. I had some trouble here. So just know that there is a power switch on the back of the machine. If you haven't noted that already, there is a legit power switch on the back of the machine. This power switch right here is not that power switch. You have to turn the other one on. It took me a good little bit to figure that out. But and so that means I thought things were disconnected or not connected, or maybe this guy wasn't working properly. At the end of the day, it was just a switch on the back of the machine. Don't be a dummy like me. Boom, 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 boom. This is me just trying to troubleshoot, trying to figure out what's going on. I took it back apart. Oh, hey, look, I found a switch. You can see right. No, that's too far back. I get you. It's somewhere in here. I'm gonna reach to the back side. I was gonna check the plug and I felt the switch and I was like, oh my goodness. Why aren't you turning on? Pressing the button. You should turn on. Everything is good. Everything's good in the world. Turn on. Turn on. Turn on. Turn the switch on, buddy. All right. Hey, while we're waiting on this, I need the likes and the subscribes so I can live stream on YouTube. So it doesn't cost you anything at all. Please just subscribe. That's the biggest thing. I need subscribers. You turn on notifications, turn them off. I don't care. But we're just going to build a bunch of small little businesses. You know, see what happens. See what sticks. Talk about some different stuff. Going to play some video games every once in a while. Maybe daily. I don't know. And we're going to run with it, you know? So, this one right here is just, like I said, it's a $2,200 budget. We're going to see if we can buy an X1 carbon and figure out a way to make money with it. And I have zero experience, zero. And I'm mechanically minded. I kind of know CAD. I don't know 3D CAD. I have zero experience. So, there you have it. All right. Well, I'm bored with it. At the end of the day, there's a, took a break there. Machine's on. Here we go. You got to link the machine with your app, right? And so here I'm linking it with my phone app. You also link it with the computer if you're going to use a computer. And presto changeo, you're good. My machine's name is Dirty Harry. Woo. But yeah, get it all undressed here, get everything nice and neat. Inside the AMS, there's some packaging that you got to remove, but there's also some desiccant packets, and they're covered with a thing. like a little plastic cover, and then the desiccant's already in there, but it's sealed. You have to open it up so that it can do its thing. That's what we're doing. I'm pointing to right here. I'm gonna try to get you a better angle. Here we go. Opens. Mm-hmm. What are you looking at, James? What are you looking at? Like, oh, y'all can't. Oh no, I'm going back and looking at the thing, and it's all well detailed in the quick start guide. Now, I will say, while we're waiting here, the AMS is worth it. Like, there is no doubt. Like, the ability to print 4 different colors all at the same time, and it just does it all for you. It changes the colors, it does the things and stuff. I've had 0 problems with it so far. We've had this thing for about a week now, so like it, and we've printed, I don't know, 5 or 6 projects. I'm actively, like, every morning doing an hour worth of CAD work to try to get up on CAD. Hey, what do y'all use? That's another question. Like, right now I'm learning FreeCAD. I'm pretty up, like I'm pretty good at SketchUp, but from a construction standpoint. But parts and pieces, like making like good CAD design, or do y'all use like SVG? Like I'm under the understanding that STL files are the way to go, but I understand that the Bambu will also accept SVG files. I don't know, but so anyway, as I'm sitting here and we're talking and we're doing, and there's the screen for the thing, but like this is our most recent one, and we're going to turn this into a different product. But this is a SpaceX launch pad. How cool is that? Printed it all in one go. Bam. 4 hours. We print 4 of them in 4 hours. How about that? Okay, so that's one thing that we should talk about. It was like, let me get you up here. 3 hours and 34 minutes to print one. And I have the auto tracking, so that's why the OBS bot. Man, what a camera, dude. OBS bot, tiny. Shameless plug. But it's the shiznittle. I heard some people talking about how crappy this light was. I found it to be fine in there, man. Like, I mean, it's not super bright. I get it, but it's bright enough you can see what's going on. Like, I wouldn't complain. Anyway, so yeah. This is like a 3 hour and 45 minute print. Okay. For 4 of them, it was like 4 hours and 45 minutes. So from a production standpoint, you have to, a lot of the time is changing the filament colors. So like, let me bring in here. Oh man, I'm going to be big and huge. But, so let's see. Everything's backwards. But you can see here that this is like a waste slug whenever it changed from yellow to black, right? Hard to see, kind of focusing, but whatever. But so every time you change color, it does that, right? You waste filament. And the layers are so thin that, like, the way this works is like it'll come in and do all the black it can do, right? But then it'll change the color and it'll do that same layer of white, and then it'll change color and do that same layer of yellow. It's like on here, once I get better at the cab, I should be able to fix this bleed through here, you know, with infill rates or whatever. But you can see there's some bleed through or whatever, or maybe it's supposed to be like that. I got to actually look at looking at it on the camera, maybe it's supposed to be like that because it's spaced out like it is. Kind of looks like it's supposed to be. At first I thought it was an error. We also had some problems. This is actually, I did this. The print actually printed perfect. It looked just like that. But this part right here is supposed to be support. I don't know if you can see that or not, but so I was trying to take it off and it just didn't take off very well because I used the same material and I really used quite a lot of support there. So, so we're just learning, right? Let's see where we're at here. But we have big plans for this. Like, I have a pretty good idea. This is somebody else's design. I did not design this. But I'm going to, I haven't, one of the things I'm really good at is seeing a product and making it better. And I have a really good idea for this. And I'm hoping that work with the guy that designed it or girl that designed it. I don't know. Whoever designed it, let's put it that way in this day and age. I'm hoping to work with them to make this into something that we can sell. And I think we'll sell a bunch of them. They're pretty cool though. It's right now, it's kind of a coaster. That's what he said it was going to be, but I have a better idea. So my idea there is it's going to cost me a little bit of money. I'm going to try to give this guy a little money, ask him or her or they or them or whatever. I'm going to ask them to alter this design for me to have exclusivity to the design. And then we're going to produce them and sell them. And I think they're going to sell well. From a business standpoint, I'm hoping to sell, I mean, I could sell to the general public and sell a bunch, but my goal is, well, anytime you're doing like this type of thing, is like we're buying the X1C to start a print lab, essentially, right? If you're going to have a print lab, you need to do volume. That means you need a lot of printers. Like, you're going to make some money with this guy, but you're not going to be able to fulfill 5,000 piece orders with it, right? So either it's a prototype, like, okay, can I do this? And then you go to an injection molder and you have them do it and make you 100,000 pieces, or you print lab it and you have 10 or 12 or 15 printers that are printing nonstop all day the same thing. And that's probably the idea and concept that we're going to go with generally. Right now, this is PLA, by the way. It might end up PETG, but right now it's PLA. All right, just getting things set up. Here, let me see if I can go forward 30. It's weird how that happens. There we go. Okay, so this is pretty neat, actually. Let me see if I can grab it. Oh, put that in quick. But once you thread it in, there's a little hole, and you just thread it in there, and it just zip, takes it in. It scans the little number on the Bambu cassette thing, and it pops right up there on your screen right here, and it'll tell you exactly what you just loaded. Pretty neat. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a fisherman. Here I'm trying to decide, like, how hard do you push it? Do you just push it in? I don't know. But we're going to go for it. We're going to send it, brah. And there it goes. Doing its reading stuff. And away we go. Do the same thing for the other ones. They're exactly the same way. In this case, I'm only putting those two in. How I got the plastic out from underneath, I guess I skipped over that. But I just started the calibration. It brought the table up, and I yoinked the plastic and packaging material out from underneath. So right now it's still doing the calibration and leveling. That takes a little while, 15 minutes or so, give or take. I mean, it's a pretty good amount of time. It keeps you informed, tells you how long you got left, and so on and so forth. Still working. Oh, there, it's done. Oh, hey, we're back at the beginning. We skipped something. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, so there, we're done, right? Yeah. Maybe I need to come back just. I don't actually have any of the printing stuff. Let's see what happens. No. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to close out of that one and we're going to open up the other. And then y'all should be back on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do our first print. And I can't remember why I stopped it earlier, but so weird how. Okay, so the thing comes with pre-print or preloaded prints. Super easy. Yeah, what do you want to print? It's got like a scraper and a this and a that and a whatever else. Little boat they call something shippy or something like that. I don't know. So I ended up choosing the scraper. Spoiler alert. Let's move forward. I thought it would be practical, and it was like a 15-minute. This little scraper is like a 15-minute print. It is a 15-minute print quality. Like the print itself is not bad quality. It prints it just fine. But like I broke it like the third time I used it. Now I was being very rough with it, for sure. Okay. So we said, let's print. Wait, it goes. Trace. Up and down and oh yeah. So back here. So we're like, what's going on? Oh, why is it not working? It's thinking about it. Anytime it's in the back, it's trying to purge material. And you're gonna see somewhere over in here some material. Maybe. I got material everywhere. And all that happened was the AMS tube came out of that thing in the back. That's what I was saying earlier, that you just got to make sure you make it all work well. So fix that problem. I will say it was kind of difficult. I'm sure there's a better way, but I just hand rolled it back on. I'm sure there's a way you can tell the machine to roll it back on all by itself, but I just hand rolled it. Like, probably not good for the machine, but I did anyway. All right, back in business. Okay, here we go. I have the door open because it said to have the door open, but it does have a smell if you have the door open. And I know you need it open for the TPU and stuff, but like PLA definitely has a smell. Okay, and with the carbon filter though, with the door shut, can't hardly smell it at all. It was better for videography. Like I could have adjusted the settings on the OBS spot, but I didn't. If we can get you some actual speed stuff, it's still doing its leveling calibrations. Okay, so it's printing here. Every print it does this. I don't know if that's just it checking level with its LiDAR system or whatever, but I'm gonna sneeze. But it does it kind of slow. you know, so comparatively, you'll see, like, once it starts getting going, it'll really move around, man. Yeah, so for camera purposes, like, you would need more light. But for visual, like your eyes purposes, you can see just. This is regular speed. I'm not like slowing it down or speeding it up at all. There's a point here where it kind of, the first couple, there you go. The first couple layers, it's like, you know, just, I think it's looking for adhesion, so it kind of goes slow. That's another thing. I put no glue down on this, and I've made 6 or 7 prints, and I haven't washed it. I just haven't felt like I needed to wash it. Everything just comes right off nice and easy. And, excuse me. And it doesn't seem to be a problem so far. I'm sure I will run into a problem eventually, and then there'll be soap and water or whatever. But I'm going to order another one of these plates. It does put a texture on your parts. So, like, I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me bring it in. You can see the texture on the back of that though, right? There's a texture. But that's it. That's caused by the texture plate, but man, it holds well. All right. Oh, that's not what we want. There we go. So we're just gonna jump over here. Do this. Printing. It only took like 15 minutes to print this, right? It was pretty quick. There you have it. Mostly done. All done. Learning about how to get it out. It just pops right off. You get one corner off, and then next thing you know, popping right off of it. There you go. A little scraper. I don't know. I actually never used it for its purpose. It wasn't strong enough for what I was doing to actually get the pieces off. So what I do is I just kind of gently flex the thing until they pop off, and then I grab the corner and kind of pry them off. So anyway, that's that. One last thing. So like I said, we have various things. Oh, we actually, so this is my second print. I put it back. But if you print this and you use the 8.8 millimeter walls, I think it is, or 1 millimeter walls, or whatever they are, or 2, whatever, the thicker walls, if you print this, it will use every last bit of the supplied PLA. So if you didn't buy more PLA, just be advised that your poop chute is going to take it off. But it's really good. I really enjoy. This is a good poop chute. It works good. Never thought I'd say that, but whatever. So that's the one I printed. I ran out at like 90%, and it works fine. So there you have it. One color prints are faster exponentially. It takes so long to print a 2-color print. If you print a 2-color print that's a layered 2-color print, like it's black and then it's white and then it's black, that's good. But if you print a print like this, where you're printing silver, white, black, and yellow all at the same time, silver, white, black, yellow, yeah, silver, white, black, and yellow all at the same time. So you got silver ring, white buildings, and yellows. You're going to be, it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute. I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait to see what happens. So, but as far as the channel goes, I'm going to jump into a couple other things here. You saw we rehabbed a planer to do a floor. I'm going to show you all a picture of the floor. Starts right here. So there is a short picture, and what I will do here, give me just a second. Got 3 monitors, so let y'all into our personal. Boom, 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 boom. So the first business model. Oh, where did you go? Anyway, the first business model that we started is home construction. And what it started with was no dollar. Well, I had a chainsaw. That was it. I had a chainsaw. So I had a $400 chainsaw. And that is going to be a topic of another thing. But what we're going to do here, let me see how I want to work. So I want to change this browser window here. So we're done with the Bambu. It was a whole lot of fun. It's going to be very useful. It's going to be interesting. Like, to make money out of it, I'm going to have to do some work. I have to figure some things out. But I mean, you can simply just do an Etsy store and whatever else, and maybe you make money, maybe you don't, right? But I'm going to try to do it in a more repeatable, buildable thing. Like, whereas an Etsy store, if you're not designing your own product and you don't own the rights to the design, then you're going to have just an unbelievable amount of competition because there's so many people that have these. And so the idea and the concept of what I'm going to do is more of a support feature to industry or manufacturing or small business or whatever. Whereas I design and build pieces that can be sold in an Etsy shop, but are more specific to a manufacturer needing some sort of special packaging or something along those lines. Something, ideally small, quick to print, and they need a bazillion of them. That's what we want, right? So that would be the coolest thing. Which, if that's the fact of the matter, then this printer is way too much. But this printer is, the reason why we bought this printer was for its ease of use and because it can do just about everything we need it to do, top to bottom. Whether we're going to produce it or not, we can do any of our prototyping on this thing. And then we can figure out what printer will be the best printer to print it on later, right? And the reason why I say that is like, let's say it's a small part and we just need something that prints fast. I mean, like, maybe we can do the mini, and maybe we can buy three $300 machines instead of one $1,000 machine, and we can print 3 different colors exponentially faster or something. I don't know, but that's the thought process. So the thought process is to make a little bit of money out of this, but to find a buyer, develop a product, and then produce and expedite. And so right now we're going to find a buyer first. That's the first thing. If you produce the product and then you go find a buyer, you're going to find problems. But if you find a buyer, hey, what do you need? And then you go make the product. That's where things are going to get better for you. But cart and horse, right? The way this whole project started, and like I said, we're going to build many different small businesses, ideally to show people that you don't have to have ungodly amounts of money to make money. There's many different ways to get in to being a business owner. It almost always has something to do with sacrifice, but other than that, you can get in. Like, you can sell your car, get a different car, take the money that, let's say you have a $20,000 car. You want to get in business for yourself, and it's a car. It's a Rat Pack. Maybe it's a $50,000 car. But let's say you have $10,000 of equity in that car. Let's say you have $20,000 of equity in that car. That'd be better. But let's say you have $10,000 of equity in that car, and you have good credit. You sell that car. You take that 10 grand of equity. You go buy yourself another car with a loan of that $10,000. You put $6,000 down, and you buy a vehicle that'll help you work, a truck, whatever it is. You make it part of your business, and then you take that leftover money, and that's your capital investment for whatever business you're getting involved in, and you run with it, right? And that's the biggest thing, is you just got to run with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it here, but I'm going to make another video, and it's going to be coming up here very, very quickly about this other company. And so I'm going to roll into that now. But like literally, let me get here. We're going to talk about I need to edit this here. Okay, we're going to talk about how this became a $60,000 job, and from $0, from zero. Like we started from zero and turned it into a $60,000 job, right? And so if you're interested in that, subscribe. If you're still here, congratulations, you're a trooper. But subscribe, and then we'll as we build this channel, we'll end up building out all aspects of these businesses. You'll probably have to be a patron to do it, but we haven't got the Patreon going yet. But you'll be able to see the back end. You'll be able to see how the papers work, how the books work, all the stuffs. So it's gonna be cool, super exciting. Glad you're here. Be right back.